Alright, and I actually didn't put a previously segment on this video just
There's another
because,
of those machines.
well, you know what happened.
I suppose it's going to attack me, right?
This machine type purposely seeks out androids in order to enact revenge. It should be dispatched immediately.
Got it.
Yeah, so I found one of those golden guys again, which I wasn't expecting to find, and he was actually pretty tough. He had pretty insane attack moves, which was... I thought was interesting. At least he was a little bit different.
Was bombed out
of course, whatever. We're gonna skip through this fight just because it was really fast.
Even if I achieved my revenge, I was planning to die regardless. My friends are dead. My family is dead. You killed them all, but left me alone. I don't have the strength to continue. It hurts. I'm sorry. Everyone, I couldn't avenge you. Accursed androids. How much longer will you torment us? You damn monsters!
Yeah, a pretty sober moment, at least for this.
Glory to us. Glory to my family!
Yeah, it was a little sobering, I guess you could say.
Machines wanting to avenge their families? That's absurd.
Data shows that humans often engaged in similar activities throughout mankind's history. Such attempts at revenge were often seen as justified.
Yep.
And yet,
And NieR feels bad about it. Anyways, we're continuing on forward to the point where we fight the giant thing in the ocean, and I'm just going to show you guys the part where NieR goes off to fire off the missile at the thing into its mouth, which is actually a really funny, well, not funny, but really cool scene. I thought I would include it at least towards the end, because this is a pretty insane thing that he does.
activate missile controls. Prepare to launch.
Missile controls engaged. Launch ability confirmed.
I didn't even realize that, at least for this, he held on until the point where the impact happened. He did not let go. He literally blew himself so hard. Like, blew himself up so hard.
So hard to control.
You'll see it.
Obstacle ahead. A collision at this speed is not recommended.
Well aware, thank you.
Yeah, see, he follows it straight into the mouth, doesn't even let go, and launches himself right out of there. I didn't know he did that. I know 2B took the hit, but yeah. Anyways, now we get into the another thing revolving around the monster with NieR.
The child held sway over enormous strength. But sadly, he was also a little bit broken. He spent his long days hurting those around him. He tried his best to be good and kind. But despite his efforts, things never seemed to turn out. They told him he was unwanted. They abandoned him in the deep, dark ocean. And from the cold at the bottom of the sea, he cried out, "Mother, Mother, Mother, Mother." But his voice never reached his mother.
Yeah, another scene where it shows the humanity of these robots, and I think the mother is actually either an alien or another android that's alive. That's my theory, at least. But we get another scene with pods.
This is Tactical
both
Support Unit
pods.
Pod 042, assigned to 2B.
This is Tactical Support Unit Pod 153, assigned to 9S.
We pods often participate in the same battles. Exchanging our situational data would theoretically allow us to plan combat strategies in a more efficient manner. Proposal: data should be transferred regularly between Pod 042 and Pod 153.
Analysis. This idea is sound. Proposal accepted. Records will be organized in time for the next situational exchange.
Which I don't really understand the whole point of these scenes. Like, what the heck is going on? Honestly. Anyways, we get this whole next segment. Is this hacking space? Which is essentially what happens to 9S in between the time that he's captured. So, I'll try my best to read all this stuff for you guys. I find myself in a bizarre memory storage area, stretching as far as I can see. It's a maze, a labyrinth, a massive interconnected network. I've never seen anything like it. It must have been created by the machines. So then what am I doing here? I'm 9S. That's all I can remember. Large portions of my memory may have been destroyed. What if I forget everything? My memories, myself, my... Okay, calm down. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Just follow the emergency manual and execute the memory recovery program. The recovery program begins to fill the blanks in my memory. They drift back like a missing letter is filling out a word. The bunker, 2B's plan, a colossal machine lifeform, the last resort missile strike. Preservation mode was activated at the moment of the blast. It halted most of the safeties the network had in place. And then, yeah. Wait, it must have been that EMP blast. Hooked me up to the machine network too, somehow. You can see me here trying to avoid it. I don't know what I was thinking. It took a while, but the recovery program managed to restore my memory functions. However, I still can't establish a link to my body. Well, I guess there's nothing else to do but examine the surrounding memory space. It looks like the machines gathered stored a lot of info here. It all seems pretty random at first, but upon closer inspection, I learn how it's all connected. There's a variety of entries, such as data on human history and philosophy, but what's really strange are the records of machines stored next to those. In the politics category are records of the machine's own governmental endeavors. They all tried all sorts of things. Absolute monarchies, republics, democracies. And that wasn't all. They also engaged in scholarly pursuits such as philosophy, mathematics, science, and social criticism. It's like the network was copying every possible human behavior and discipline. Almost as if they were trying to be humans themselves. That's what I think. That's my biggest theory. The machines are imitating humans. Why would they do that? I dive deeper into the records. I can find no indication of the machines creating new cultures or values. They only imitate human behavior. The strange thing is, if a unit fails, it fails in exactly the same way the next time. For example, if a machine forms a dictatorship that eventually collapses, it won't try a new type of government. It will just form a new dictatorship. Or if it plants crops and they die, it just tries the same thing again, and again, and again, and again. They keep performing the same behaviors. They don't ever learn. When it comes to combat, the machines show overwhelming adaptive behavior and evolutionary speed, so why do they insist on imitating humanity? And more specifically, why do they imitate their failures? It's almost as if the objective is failure itself. I sense a change in the data, some kind of movement. I hone my perception and hold my speech. I hear something in a distant voice. I know. All androids. There's something there, something clearly intelligent. Yeah, my theory is it's either for some reason, their goal is to perfect being humans and then become humans themselves, because that is their goal, maybe set from the previous humans for some bizarre reason. I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, I announce to all androids. The words shimmer into focus. The voice goes clear in my mind. It is Adam, a machine made in the image of a man. We made machine life forms have evolved, he says. We made war, learned, grew, and thus we gained a new consciousness. Indeed, it is as if a new form of existence has been born. Lies, nothing but lies from mere machines. Adam laughs. And yet you androids claim to be alive. How very odd. You are puppets who lack even your own free will. No, you're wrong. His words flow through me, as though they were poured into my ear. How am I wrong, boy? Perhaps you have a will after all, he chuckles. Perhaps you have desires. Now you see, boy, the true meaning of life is hatred. You're wrong. A vile hatred slumbers in the depths of your heart. You're wrong. The more you try to hide it, the more that darkness grows. Wrong. 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 My dog's gonna throw herself at the door until something happens. Darn it. We're made to protect mankind. We're not the same as you machines. All who live are slaves to desire. Such internal appetites are what give our lives meaning. Some seek beauty, others serenity. For me, hatred is I'm not like that. Oh, yes, you are. You do not trust anything. You want to destroy everything. You have lost hope in everything. You want to obtain everything. You want to be loved by all. You're thinking about how much you want to be, aren't you? Reality is stained by lies. Stop it. Hatred pouring into you. You're wrong, darn it. Overflowing desire. I'm not like you. Your true self. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this when I actually did record it. We're not the same. Stop it. It's not my fault, okay? Anyways, this leads into the next scene with, whatchamacallit. With, Adam, yeah, Adam. This is the scene where we get reunited with 2B. But before that, we get this scene right here.
Each of the machines treated their treasures with great care. One treasured family above all else. Another treasured its older sibling. Another treasured its own beauty. But one more machine treasured something unique above all else.
And that's the symbolism.
Hate.
That's the symbolism there to the Bible, which I didn't really understand why they included the real Eve, at least in that. Anyways, I included this scene in here because I really liked it.
Death.
Like, aside from the fact that it's really friggin' cool and bloody, it's just... There's just something about it that's, like...
So dark. So cool.
So surreal, I guess. Anyways, we make it back to the bunker. I'm actually self-hacking myself here for some reason, I don't know why, but...
Proposal. Engage memory core diagnostics.
Yeah.
A single reply is sufficient for acknowledgement.
Fine.
It's gonna be the running gag for
Memory core
9S.
diagnostics complete. No issues detected.
Good.
Proposal. Engage visual sensor diagnostics.
You got it.
Yep, I do
Visual
that.
sensor diagnostics complete. No issues detected. All checks complete.
Took long enough. Don't you think it's overkill to perform a full data overhaul?
Unit 9S was seized by the enemy and placed in a non-controlled state for an extended period of time. There is a high probability of corruption by an enemy logic virus.
All right. Cram it. Anyway, I just gotta sync up with the bunker server and then I'm out of here, right?
Yep, and then we do that. But something weird happens.
What was that?
Unknown.
Halt the data sync.
Alert. Data synchronization is mandatory for all your high units.
Yeah, I know that, but we just got some kind of weird noise. Halt the data sync for 2B as well.
Affirmative.
Let's figure out where that noise came from. Just to be sure, you know? Open a port to the server.
Alright,
Time
now
to
you,
examine everything. Better stick to the main data nodes.
now you get to hear my lovely
Detected.
voice yet again.
Your high unit storage records.
Well, I mean, you could probably read this one. It's 11D lost, 11B lost, 12BH lost, 11B lost, 12H lost. Which I'm not entirely sure why it repeats itself over and over again. But there we go. Because 2B and 9S are on that list. We have 1S, 8H, and all that stuff.
What's the point of all this heavy security? All the black box data has been deleted, but it looks like everything else is here.
Detected. Access log to Council of Humanity's lunar server.
And then we get to see and hear that they really don't have anything in those storage containers that are being sent to the moon. Literally only purified water and repair materials, which is weird because wouldn't they also need
What's
food?
a barrier doing here? Looks like records for supplies shipped to the moon. Strange. There were a ton of empty containers. That's weird. Why would they do that? Huh? A new port just opened.
Detected. Council of Humanity and Project Yorha Records Index. Alert. We are not authorized to access this data.
Man, this stuff is all wrong. I need to check this out too.
I believe 9S kind of oversteps his bounds here.
Really? Why the heck would they install one of those in this server?
But here's the good one. Note that these documents are classified as Level S confidential and are not to be disclosed to any persons affiliated with Yorha aside from the commander. Project Yorha Outline, Yorha Forces, Yorha Unit Combat System, Bunker Administration, Chain of Command, Council of Humanity Development Department, Backdoor, Support Units, Black Box, Resistant Communications Network, and whatever the heck that
Looks
last
like
one was.
info about how the Council of Humanity was formed as part of Project Yorha.
I
Wait,
pre-edited it, so...
Isn't that backwards?
Yep, essentially...
After a long period of battles and adventures, the prophet spoke. Oh, grant me the mercy of the land. Oh, grant me the joy of the heavens. Release me from my yoke of iron. Thus shall our souls be.
What was that? Crap! Did they find me?
Negative. Emergency backup request from 2B.
Close the server connection and activate my body.
Affirmative.
Yeah, that essentially what he said. That the Council of Humanity was formed due to the Yorha program, which is kind of messed up and backwards.
Operator? What happened?
We recently detected large numbers of machine lifeforms throughout the factory area. We received a support request from 2B soon thereafter, but have been unable to respond due to poor reception.
Alright, I'll try to gain access from the main terminal. Okay, good. 2B's black box signal is still up and running. These comms are all messed up. Guess I'll have to break into the other side and take control.
And essentially this is where 9S and 2B were going into the factory and the religious cult thing happened.
2B is. Alright, if I can hack this elevator and get it running, I can get...
This scene was actually super hard and annoying. It took me about 45 minutes to get through the entire thing. It was so freaking hard.
Whoa, 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 whoa! 2B! It's me, 9S!
9S?
I hacked into this machine from the bunker. I'm controlling it. I'm gonna break into this factory systems and get you out of here.
Appreciated.
Hacking into factory system. It's just normal stuff. And we get this cool little dealio where we have to actually beat specific enemies to open gates and all that. I decided to include at least this part because the top-down perspective was a little bit different, or this like side perspective, so that was pretty cool. But this is where
First door unlocked.
things got
Keep
interesting.
going straight.
And
Will do.
that's when we got these logs for the NieR Gestalt. The proliferation of the white chlorination syndrome that emerged in 2003 alongside the appearance of a giant and dragon has continued unabated, and outbreaks are now being observed on a global scale. Despite being researched in laboratories across the world, not only have there been no breakthroughs in the development of a vaccine to prevent infection, we have yet to ascertain how it even spreads. However, many technological breakthroughs have been made as a result of research conducted on the mesoparticle that was discovered at the same time. We are confident that the technology it enables the separation of the soul from the body and the independent preservation of both will be the final defense against the unprecedented threat to humanity we now face. Now that the project has passed from preparation until main implementation phase, we have given it the official name Project Gestalt. And that's the name of the game that preceded this one, NieR Gestalt. My theory is, and I just thought of this now, is the mesoparticle and what it does, it separates the body and the mind. The androids have the mind of the humans from the original game, but that's just a theory. We received a report from the laboratory indicating that a basic technology of the replicant system is expected to be completed by the end of August. Verifications of its safety along with clinical trials will be conducted from September through November. A report will be submitted to the Prime Minister indicating that the completion of the replicant system will represent a tremendous leap forward for Project Gestalt. This report will be handled by the Public Relations Department. So, what happens next, because that was Report 3, this is Report 2. And the interesting part is Report 2 is surrounded by a ton of humans, or at least representations of them. Protests in the opposition to the spiritual preservation method that was disclosed as Level 1 information leaked related to Project Gestalt have been sprung into all areas. The committee continues to receive formal complaints about our research team regarding the collection of biased data as a result of the Gestalt process being conducted on the sick and elderly. The number of civilians having undergone the Gestalt process remains at 4. A public relations department will be established in order to better control information and improve our image. We also consider rescheduling the project itself if such action is deemed necessary. I honestly have no clue why this report was surrounded by humans.
Exit route secure.
But that's a theory for another day. Maybe I'll go and play Project
2B
Gestalt.
is currently engaging a machine life form of significant ability. Said machine is drawing electrical power from the factory itself. Proposal: infiltrate the factory's mainframe and shut off the power.
Yeah, and this is where
9S.
2B was
that
fighting the
Goliath we
sphere
just
thing.
encountered.
I got it. I've been keeping an eye on you. I'm gonna shut off power to the factory now.
Do it!
Yep, and we get a little bullet
Factory
hell game.
system at 20% control. You have to hold out for me, 2B. Factory system at 50% control. Now we just have to do something about this core.
I decided to include this part because it was pretty interesting and hard. I'm pretty sure I actually do die, but thankfully it respawns me with no penalty. Honestly, don't know what they were thinking as far as that. It would make more sense to restart me completely, even though it would be kind of annoying, but I can't really complain. It is what it is. So yeah, we're gonna continue through this part.
90%. 92. 95. 98.
Yep, and boom, there we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy,
2B,
we kill it.
I just shut down the electrical grid.
And we get the scene where, boom, slashed up. I'm running out of things to say at this point, I'm sorry. I had so much good commentary planned. It was so nice, but now we're moving on to...
After a long period of battles and adventures, the prophet spoke. Oh, grant me the mercy of the land. Oh, grant me the joy of the heavens. Release me from my yoke of iron. Thus shall our souls be saved. Forever and ever. Forever and ever. Those were the words I heard in the moon server. But why?
Alert. 2B has defeated the Goliath-class heavy weapon unit.
Right. Okay, good.
Alright, and then the commander wants to come and talk to us after we get to this point. And pretty much the
9S.
rest of this is...
Commander.
I'm sorry. You're needed back at command.
Understood.
You left quite a trail when you accessed the main server.
That's what I wanted to speak with you about, Commander. I found records stating that the Council of Humanity was established as part of Project Yorha, but I'd always heard it was the other way around. So did Yorha actually create the Council of Humanity?
Yes. We installed the Council of Humanity's server on the surface of the moon.
But that means...
Mankind no longer exists. In truth, humans never went to the moon at all. Any transmissions received from the moon are just dummy signals we set up in advance. The only thing there is a small bit of data relating to the human genome.
But why would you...
Humans were already extinct when the aliens attacked. All the details are stored on this memory chip. If you want to look at it, I won't stop you.
Wait, you're just giving me this? But why?
No one fights without a reason. And we need a god worth dying for. What path will you take? It's up to you to decide.
So, yeah, pretty much the rest of this is fighting Adam.
The human race is... gone.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of skipping as far as this goes. This episode was probably going to be 3 hours if I included... Or sorry, 3 episodes if I included all my my commentary, but you know how that goes. Anyways, I'm going here to go and read the top secret Project Yorha thing, and I just checked this thing real fast. I was wondering what it was, but here we go. Project Yorha is a comprehensive information project intended to enhance android morale. This entry details the circumstances that led to its proposal, as well as information related to operations conducted during its individual phases. Note that this document is marked with an S-level confidentiality and should not be disclosed to any Yorha personnel save for the commander. Following the collapse of Project Gestalt around 3400 CE, the remained androids searched for a way to revive humanity, but they were unable to discover an answer, and humans went extinct by roughly 4200 CE. Afterwards, the genes of Gestalts and structural information of the remaining replicants were recorded and sent to a storage facility on the moon. That's the part I just don't understand. I have to play the original game to understand it in its full potential, I guess. Loss of android morale. The news of humanity's extinction was meant to be closely guarded secret, but the rumors of the event eventually began to leak out. Having lost the one thing which they were programmed to protect, android morale began a precipitous decline. Concerned by this turn of events, Command designed Project Yorha as a means to lift android spirits. The first stage of the project was spreading the word among resistance groups that humanity was not in fact extinct, and that the last remaining remnants had managed to escape to the moon. This deception was supported by installing a communication server on the lunar surface to send regular transmissions. Said server was designed to be manned by as few maintenance personnel as possible. Though the dramatic alteration of the next generation combat unit project that had been proposed at the time, the new Yorha models began to be manufactured. Officials' models were created following the implementation of data acquired from Experimental Squadron, which is a weird sentence, and then were then deployed to all regions. Certain members of the Yorha operations staff, however, were informed of the full scope of the project. These units were tasked to defend the moon. Yep.
Emergency protocol, code F2. All Yorha members are to report to combat stations immediately. Repeat, emergency protocol, code F2. All Yorha members are to report to combat stations immediately.
Combat stations? I better get a move on.
Probably should have left myself more room to actually talk in here.
Alert. Mission orders received. Rendezvous with and support Unit 2B near the resistance camp.
Any details?
Large numbers of machine lifeforms are rampaging through the city ruins.
What? How? They're supposed to be weakened.
Cause unknown. Goliath-class enemies also confirmed. Immediate action advised.
Alright, so this next part is actually pretty interesting. It's another one of those situations where there's a hologram shown in the corner, and you could see it right here when we go up to the ship. There you go. Yeah. Really, really weird. I don't even know who that person is. I have to play the original game. And then we're going to move on to a shot of the Earth from space, which I thought was really cool because it actually shows America.
You okay?
And
Alert.
that's pretty much it.
All
You can see a little bit of South
communications are
America and
currently being
Africa.
jammed.
That's about
We
it.
better hurry.
And then here's the little battle scenes that we have with hacking Eve, which I thought was a pretty cool thing to show.
Stupid barriers!
Honestly, a very intense fight, even in this hacking mode. And we get to fight him as a boss in here, at least, so... I decided that after this I was going to skip ahead through the, at least, bullet-hell dodging sections and keep the dialogue in, so...
Brother, brother. Why? I needed nothing else.
What is this?
Alert. Disruption detected in Yorha Unit 9S's self-consciousness data. Corruption potential critical. Evacuation recommended.
Can't. Not when I'm this far in.
My brother was everything to me. My life was contained in our moments.
Alert. Corruption confirmed in Yorha Unit 9S's self-consciousness data. Immediate evacuation and treatment recommended.
Just a little more. If I can remove Eve's object control function.
Listen to me, Adam. I never disliked fighting, but I didn't want you to be hurt. And I especially didn't want to lose you. So let's go somewhere quiet. Together, my brother.
And yeah, we pretty much beat him to a pulp, and I'm gonna show this scene again, because I love this scene so much. Ah, it's so good. Anyways, we get the perspective of 9S afterwards. Oh, actually, no, this is another thing that I liked. Sad moment, obviously, but we get... Is that Popola and Devila? Those two weird freaking girls, but in, like, past forms? I don't even know. But yeah, these two are there during this scene for some reason. And I thought that was really interesting, to say the least.
And so, the final battle with Adam and Eve came to an end. This battle will likely have a great effect on the outcome of the war. 2B and I, our battle will continue for some time to come. But that's another story, for another day.
Thanks, 9S. Thanks. Anyways, credits roll pretty much, and I skip ahead, and I was like, huh, wow, this is weird. How come I can't skip what is going on? But it turns out it was just basically end of the game gameplay segments, through the credits at least. And it's just a little bonus content for you guys. At this point I was like, oh,
recover
wait,
designated items.
Hey, 2B. I was waiting for you. I needed to give you this.
Yep, it basically
Say,
quest items.
2B? No, never mind. Just be careful.
Planning preparations complete. Confirm equipment delivered to quarters.
And then here's a preview of what's to come.
Remember your pain. The pain of having your homeland stolen. We will never give up our struggle. We will take back the seas, the skies, the land. We will take back our world from the scourge of the machines. We will not fail in this mission. Here and now, we will put an end to this goddamn war. Glory to mankind.
Glory to mankind!
Yeah, that pretty much explains a little bit of it. That's, yeah. But after this episode, I do have all the audio put in, which is very nice. And I don't have to do this again. Hopefully, because my enthusiasm carries over into the next episode, I assure you guys. Anyways, after this, we get a new title screen, which I thought was really cool. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more. Sorry that it had to be like this, but I couldn't find any better way to do it. Au revoir, ladies and gentlemen. Au revoir.